there yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on the west coast of Canada. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday evening, November the 2nd, 2024. How are you all doing? I hope you're well and enjoyed your Halloween. What did you get up to? Did you get dressed up? Did you avoid it? Turn off the lights and hope the trick-or-treaters would bypass your place? Let me know your story, and if you have any interesting things to tell, like your costume, your theme, whether you had a party, down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear about it. If you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I've set this channel up to talk about all of my yarny adventures. That's in knitting, crocheting, as well as where I purchase my yarn from or tools of my craft. So if that is of interest, please stick around. And for those returning, I want to say welcome back. Thank you so much for the comments that you've left me in the previous videos, letting me know what you're working on, if you're having any difficulties with projects. I've really appreciated the connections that we're making, so keep the comments coming. Now, I normally talk what Hank, my man form, is wearing. I'm actually not wearing any crochet or knitting tonight. I wanted to talk about what Hank's got on though. This was a crocheted pattern that I completed in 2021. Was that like 3 years ago now? And it was to a pattern that I cottoned on to. It was a little late in the game, but there was a special mystery make-along in 2020 by the designer who created this pattern called Jasmin Räsänen, and the publisher who released it was Morben Design. So that was released in 2020. So I was a little later on, a couple months after, maybe even a full year after that the cowl was finished, that I created, that I sort of bought the pattern and I made this shawl. It's quite a large shawl. It's probably around, say 7 feet from wingtip to wingtip. And then the deepness of it is probably around 5.5 feet. So it almost, once I put it around my shoulders, it kind of almost goes down below my knees. So it is quite a large shawl. I had fun learning so many techniques in crochet with it. There was lace work, there's textural work, there's back posts, front posts, there's all things that you could imagine. And there's a little bit of scalloping with almost like a shell border at the end. A really lovely pattern. I'll link it down below in the description box if you're interested or keen to take a look. But in this video, it will be an unboxing that I'm doing. This is coming from Aberdeen's Wool Co, and they're situated in Canada. It's an online store I purchased where I'm from in British Columbia, and they packed it in about 2 weeks. They packed it in about a week and it shipped to me and took about 10 days to get to me. This order was made early October and I've had this now for about 2 weeks in my yarn room. So probably around, say, the 17th of October it arrived. And I bought some mystery bags. So Aberdeen's Wool Co have these great mystery bags. Now, I'm not the one to kind of like buy a lot of mystery, although I love the Aberdeen's Wool Co ones because they're always surprising me with what they have inside. I purchased once before and I was super happy with all of them. So I got 2 knit and 2 crochet. As well as getting the mystery bags, I also got some little mini Hanks. They have an in-house hand dyer, which is the Tangle Poets, I want to say Tangle Poets Society, but it's Tangle Poets, and I absolutely love their little minis. So I just received a newsletter from Aberdeen's Wool Co, and they're celebrating their anniversary. I think it's throughout the whole month of November, but currently it started November the 1st. The first week there are going to be 4 celebrative kind of sale points, and the first one that they've featured in their newsletter is that they'll be having a discount on the mystery bags, and they'll be having a discount as well on, what was it? Let me just check because I don't want to get it wrong. We have a mystery bag on the, sorry, we have 20% off Loopy, which is I believe it's an Icelandic kind of rustic yarn, and it's great for doing colorwork sweaters. And then there is the mystery bags are 15% off. So I think it's a great deal. It will last for the first week in November, and then they'll probably switch over to the next sale. It's an exciting time for them, I believe. So yeah, just to let you know, I did reach out to the owner of the yarn store and to find out a little bit about what I could tell my viewers about this sale, this first week in the sale. And there was a comment that it will be packed and shipped within 7 to 10 working days, depending on the workload that comes through. And then it will be the shipping time that it takes to be picked up and then travel over to where you are. Let's unpack the yarn, shall we? It came in this box here, and inside the box were the individually wrapped mystery packs. And I chose 2 crochet and 2 knit packs. Now each of these are 25 Canadian, and with the extra discount, if you are ready to shop and to purchase, you'll find that you'll get your sale price of 15% off of that. And I'll talk to you about the shipping at the end. So there are a few differences with shipping. So yeah, with the different packs, whether they're knit or crochet, the only thing that I could see in my past experience with the packs is that the patterns are the difference. The yarn's the same, yarn is yarn, but the patterns that they include in these packs are either the crochet if you choose crochet and knit if you choose knit. So let's take a look, shall we? I'm super excited. So I'm seeing that the first one that I am showing you here is the crocheted version, and we've got some Satisfaction socks. I've never done any crocheted socks. And then we have this pattern here, which is a little, looks like a dickie or a cowl. And you can wear it, it's showing in the photograph that you can wear it as a headdress as well in the pattern. And it's called Bolsera. Excuse me if I'm butchering these names. Then I have here a crocheted hat pattern from Premier, and I believe these are all free patterns. It's called Tweed Ribbed Beanie. That's kind of cute. I have another one from Premier here. It's called Cozy Headband. Quite a number of patterns. Maybe I've moved all the patterns in the one into the one kit. So these are all the crocheted ones. This one looks really nice. Is this one? No, it's crochet. And I'm seeing that there doesn't seem to be a name on this one, but this is a pattern here by Desinos Galvan Designs, and it's looks like a crocheted shawl with scalloped edge. And oh, there are a lot of patterns here. And this one here, which is called Vagabond Scarf, also a scalloped edge shape. Now the yarn. I may have actually put both crocheted patterns from the second bag as well in with this one so that I could keep it all together. I got myself 2 balls of this yarn here. It's the Barocco Vintage Baby in this nice orange color. Oh, that's really nice and soft. So it's applied yarn, and let me tell you a little bit about this yarn here. I'm getting 175 ounces, sorry, it's 1.75 ounces or 50 grams, which is giving me 145 yards or 133 meters. It's considered a 3-weight yarn or a DK weight, and they're suggesting here to use 4mm crochet hook or knitting needles. It's a yarn that is, what are you? Machine washable, inside out, in cold gentle cycle and tumble dry on low. And does it tell me what, 52% acrylic and 40% wool, 8% nylon. I really like the color. It's nice and bright. Softness factor for this one, if I'm going to rate it through to 5, 5 being the softest, I'm going to give this one a 3. So it's not too bad. And there's a bit of a halo to it. But that color is what's making it. Let me see if it's got a color name. Only a number, it's 10023. So I've got those two in the pack. This one here is also a Barocco vintage sock, and it's in this white color. Lovely. Care instructions of this one is machine washing cold water on delicate cycle and lay flat to dry. And it is a fingering weight number 1, 52 acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon. It's made in Peru. So same as this content here. It's just a finer yarn. This one was a DK, and now this one is a number 1 fingering weight. But the same content, the feel of it is the same, so I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. And the knitting needles that they're suggesting is a 2.75 to a 3.5 millimeter knitting needle, and crochet hook is a 2.25 to a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. How much am I getting in here? I am getting 100 grams, offering up 437 yards or 400 meters. Similar type of yarn as the orange one, just a little finer. Okay, the last one in the first pack that I'm seeing here is this beautiful yarn. Look at it. Those colors, they're so happy and vibrant. The yarn is from Juniper Moon Farms, and I got 2 hanks of this Patagonia Organic Merino Hand Paints yarn. Look at that. That's the label there. I love these. Now, I also got some Patagonia yarn in the previous mystery bags that I purchased in February. I don't know whether it's in this same color here, but I don't know, cross fingers, or I could do color work and make it a bigger project. So let me tell you a little bit about this amazing yarn here while you take a look at those fun colors. It's 100% wool, 100 grams in each hank, offers up 382 yards or 350 meters. That's quite a lot, especially with the other 2 hanks that I have of this. It's considered a 3-weight yarn. They're suggesting here to hand wash in a warm temperature and lay flat to dry. The knitting needle suggestions is a 3.75 to 4.5 millimeter. And the crochet hook suggestion is a 4.5 to 5 millimeter. The color is a number. It is 1006 Indecence. I don't know what that is, but maybe I'm mispronouncing. That's the name there, down on the bottom. Really lovely and plump. This yarn is rustic. Out of 5 being my softest, I'm going to give it a 2, maybe a 2.5. So sits somewhere in the middle to the lower part of being more of a rustic yarn. Perhaps this is a yarn that might soften up after wash and with some fabric softener, but the colors are a party. Yep. That'll make a nice outer shell garment. Maybe if I'm going to be doing a vest or a jumper or a sweater, I would put something underneath it for sure. But yeah, so this is my first bag that I got. Lots of warm colors. I can see some of those oranges in the Patagonia. So maybe the thought was to use them all together in a project. I know that they're all different weights, but sometimes I like holding a thinner weight double and using it if it fits into the color palette so that I can make up the weight that's needed for using the color in a project. So yeah, that's number one. I'll just put it down here. Okay, next up is this pack here, pack number 2. And I am seeing popping out is the knitted pattern. So this is a knit pack. And the patterns that I got are Free Breakfast by Emily Phillip. It's a beanie. It looks like it's a rib textured, kind of like a basket weave maybe texture. I love the color in that. And it's a pattern that uses sport weight yarn. This one is Easy Goes It, and it's using a variegated yarn, and it's by Finicky Creations. I think that's how you pronounce it. Look at that. It's variegated. So there's pooling and there is micro striping. So that's a DK pattern. This one here I got in February's mystery purchase that I made from their mystery bags, and it's called The Age of Brass and Steam, Kerchief. The Age of Brass and Steam. And I pulled this pattern out wanting to pair it with a yarn. So because it's in this one calling to me again, I'm gonna hope for a yarn that I can pair, and I'll set it aside. So this is the one that I like. The pattern, the color is kind of like a green, like a faded green. So yeah, I'll keep that aside to find out whether there's a yarn in here I can put it with. So let's look at the yarn, shall we? This is, oh, I love this. It's Barocco, and it is a yarn. I'm not going to be able to pronounce, I don't think. Milleforia. I don't know whether that's right. Light, and look at those beautiful colors. I love this so much. It's got a nice shimmer to it. To me, it looks like it's almost single ply, but when I look at it, there are some fibers that are sort of stranded together to create a nice blend and marl in some places in this yarn. So even though it looks to be like a single ply, I feel that there might be some other threads in here that are that weave around it as well to make a marl occasionally. It's wonderful and soft. Gonna give it, out of 5, this is definitely a 3.5 for softness. It's lovely. I like it so much. So let me tell you a little bit about the color. Is a number. It's 6831. In this 100 gram donut, I'm getting 350 yards or 320 meters. It's 50% wool, 50% acrylic. They're suggesting here knitting needle sizes of 3.75 millimeters or a crochet hook size of 3.5 millimeters. They're classifying it as sport weight yarn, so there was a sport weight pattern in there, or a number 2. What else can I tell you? It's made in Italy, and the care instructions are to hand wash in cool water and lay flat to dry. I absolutely love it. I love it. There's something exotic about it, like just the blending of colors and how it reminds me of like a warm summer day or a marketplace with all these exotic rugs that you find maybe somewhere in a bazaar. I love it. Love it, love it, love it so much. This one here is a yarn that is from Juniper Moon Farms. Again, it's called Cirrus. And this is 100% Mako cotton. They are suggesting to hand wash this, lay flat to dry. The care instructions, it is classified a 3 or DK weight. And they're suggesting to use 3.75 to 4.5 millimeter knitting needles or a 4.5 to 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. It is yarn that is made in Italy as well. The color is number 10 or lilac. I love it. It's so soft. It's really, really lovely. Out of 5, this one is rating a 4.5. So it's kind of the softer so far in this pack. I absolutely love it. So not to be used for kitchen like kitchen use, like utility stuff, like sponges or anything like that, you'd want to use this for a garment for sure. If you had enough, you could make something that would wrap around you, or a sweater, or a shawl of some nature. I think that would work up lovely. And what else have I not told you about this beauty? I think that's it. The color, the amount in here. Yeah, if I didn't say the amount, it was 100 grams in this cake, and it offers up 328 yards or 300 meters. So yeah, I love that. And da-da-da-da, in pack number 2, I got one of their own house dyed yarn, which is under the brand Tangle Poets. Look at that color. All right, maybe if this is the one that's the right thickness or size, I might be able to do my shawl, which was called The Age of Brass and Steam kerchief, out of that. What do you think? Would that be a good match for it? I don't know. It's wonderful. It's got some greens in it, some browns and tans, and then there's like a little bit of a purple down here as well. Oh, okay. So this one, I would rate a 3 out of 5 for softness. It does have a bit of a prickle to it, but it will work nice against my skin. I wouldn't have any adverse effects to it at all. So there are care instructions here that read about washing it for the first few times separately, in case there are any excess dyes that might come out of the yarn, which is helpful to know if you are preparing a bath for several garments, that this one would be good to be on its own first. Then it's saying here that is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. I'm getting 450 yards or 411 meters. It is giving me some gauge kind of suggestions as well. There is no recommendation on needles or crochet hook sizes, but I'm going to say that because it's 450 yards, that is probably a sock weight yarn. So I love the colors. Does it have a name? I know some of the yarns that are dyed in the Tangle Poets are derived from direct influence of music, and I'm wondering if this one was somehow an inspiration for a type of music or a song. I don't know. If you had a song choice to think of with the colors of sort of like a pale rose with some greens, and I'm going to say maybe a bit of, there's a little brown in there too, but mostly greens and pinks, what would you think of calling this yarn as a song title? Yeah, I'd love to hear your suggestions. So this was in bag number 3. I thought that was a great deal for 25 Canadian. And with that extra discount that's going on right now, wonderful, wonderful purchase. One, I think that will make the grade for that pattern that has been calling to me. All right, next up, bag number 3 is this one here. And it looks to be knit as well. What have we got here? So this is Just Try It, a Stitch Nerd Designs. It looks to be some type of dicky or collar that goes under a top, and you wear it around your neck so that you can keep your neck warm when you're out in the cold. So I love that. Does it say what kind of yarn would work well? Okay. No, I guess it's a yarn that you could use any type of yarn weight. Yeah. This one here is a pattern from Tin Can Knits. It's called Wheat, and it is a scarf, wheat scarf. That's cool. I like that one. Has a nice garter border on it. And this one is a 2-page pattern. This one looks like a 2-page pattern. It's called Sockhead Hat, and it's a slouchy hat. Is it there? That looks like a fun make as well. Good for variegated yarn, I think, so you can get some nice color play on that. Okay, what did I get in my third bag? Okay, again, Juniper Moon Farms. It's Blueface Leicester. Oh, I love it. Look at that. That's, oh, it smells like yarn to me, like wool, a barn yarn kind of thing. And it brings back those feels as well of something that's plump and organic and amazingly true to like a sheep. And I love that. So softness factor for me out of 5, this is definitely a 2.5, but I could wear that. I could wear that against my skin with no issues. I think that's fine. It's a 4 medium weight, 100% wool. The care instructions are to wash it by hand in warm water and lay flat to dry. It's 100 grams, offering up 202 yards or 185 meters. And it is suggesting here to use a 4 to 4.5 knitting needles, and a crochet hook is a 4.5 millimeter. The colorway is called Graphite or number 01. It's made in Turkey. British wool spun in Turkey. That's what it says here. I love it. That'll make a really cool hat. I'm on this Clara hat kick right now, so a 4 weight might be a bit thick for that hat pattern, but it does meet the needle size for the knit pattern. I really like it. Thank you for that. Excuse me. Oh, I got a KFI collection sock. It's called Indulgence Organic, and these are again really nostalgic and vintage colors, purpley, burgundy and blue. I love those. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this sock yarn here. It's 1 weight or fingering. It's 75% organic wool, 25% polyamide. Again, hand wash in warm water and lay flat to dry. It's 100 grams, offering up 459 yards or 420 meters. They're suggesting here knitting needles of 2.25 or 3.25 millimeters, or crochet hook size of 2.25 or 3.5 millimeters. And the color is called Verbena Gardens. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Softness factor of this is, again, probably a 3 or 3.5 out of 5 for softness. And it smells like a good sock yarn. Like I smell the wool in it. And it is made in Turkey for Knitting Fever Incorporated. That's it. Yeah, I really like it. It's nice. Another win in this package. So I also have 2 of these donuts here, and this is from Alla Ray. It's called Cashmere Erin. And I've got 2 of those, and this beautiful, like a jade, it's like a jade green or a mint green, and I absolutely love them. So it is called Spruce or Color 26. What can I tell you? It's made in Italy, and extra fine merino wool and cashmere. What are the percentages? It says here 55 merino, 33 acrylic, and 12% cashmere. It says here to hand wash on, it says warm water and lay flat to dry. What else? It gives me a knitting needle suggestion for gauge, but I don't see a size. It does give me a crochet hook of 4.5 to 5.5 millimeters in knitting needle, sorry. And I would say that it's 5.5 to 6.5 in a hook size. So the writing's just a little small for me to read. But enough yarn here, 2 balls if I use the right stitch. And with knitting, I might be able to do a whole entire cowl with this color. And this yarn base looks to me to be quite a nice plump yarn. It's plied, and I think the stitch definition on this one would be ideal for cables, or if you're doing some sort of textural yarn, sort of textural pattern. It doesn't give me a, oh no, it does say a 4. Well, Erin is kind of like a slightly thicker 4. But let's take a look at it so you can see one strand and make your mind up on how that should be rated. Say it's a nice 4. It's a worsted weight. So this is bag number 3. I think I'm doing really well with my $25 bundles here. These are products that are definitely over that amount for sure. So I'll put that down here. Last bag I have is this one. It's got to be my crochet because I got 2 crochet and I got 2 knit. And I got more patterns. Okay, this looks like a Yarnspirations pattern. And these are crocheted socks. And as I said before, I've never done any crocheted socks. This pattern here is Market Day Bandana pattern. It's a 2-pager, and that's it there. So it's like a bandana that you might put around your hair to keep your style from, I guess, losing its shape. And I got this one here, which is a Premiere pattern. It's called Open Fan Stitch Cowl. What's it there? I have a feeling that these ones are thicker yarns because 2 of those patterns there seem to be Aran or worsted weight. No, but they're not. But wait. Here is a very lightweight yarn here. Let's take a look at that size. Oh, yes, that's very fine. That, to me, looks like it's going to be fingering. Okay, it is a number 1 fingering. It's yarn that's made in Turkey in this 100-gram ball. It's so soft. It's really soft. I'm getting 447 yards or 412 meters. They're suggesting here to use 3mm crochet hook or a 3.5mm set of knitting needles. And the color that I'm holding here is a number. It's 1827. It's all these kind of blues and grays, all different types of shades of blue and gray. There's a little aqua in there as well. Let me tell you, 50% super fine nylon and 50% super fine acrylic. It is very, very soft. I'm going to say that this one will probably slip off metal needles, so you might want to go and make sure that you have a set of bamboo needles for this one if you are going to knit with it or crochet, because it's like very, very slippy. Rating out of 5, I'm giving it a 4. It is one of the clear front runners on softness in the bundles that I've shown you so far, along with the Milleforia, I think it was called. That was really soft as well. So I got that one. This one I got from Ray as well. It is Eco Organic Cotton, and it's got to mention here that it's pure certified organic cotton. That's the Milleforia label. Very, very soft. Now, what can I tell you? It says here it is 100-gram donut, giving me 275 yards or 250 meters. And the care instructions are to hand wash warm water and lay flat to dry. I'm reading the symbols. And what else? So it's a sport weight yarn. The knitting needle suggestion is ranging from, it looks like 3.25 to 3.75 millimeters, and the crochet hook is a 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. The colorway is called Blue Jay, and if you need the number, it's 35 for the color. Doesn't tell me where it's made, but it's probably made in Italy, because most of these Barocco yarns are made in Italy, but it's very soft. And equally, this one has a bit of a sheen to it as well. It's a lovely plump plied yarn. Just seeing whether it has any stretch. No, there's no stretch to this one, but I'm going to rate this one also a 4 out of 5 for softness. It is a very soft yarn. And in the last 3 that I've got in this is also the same as the previous one, the Milleforia Cashmere Aran. So I've already read the specs to this one from the previous package that had, it was this one here. What color here? This one called Spruce. I have a version of it in this pack in this wonderful yellowish color. It's called Citron. So it's almost like a highlighter yellow, which it almost looks green. Yeah, love that. Color number 31, if you're looking for it in a catalog. So I got 3 of those. Maybe I can make something together with the other Spruce and this Citron. That might make a nice blend of something in color work. So I'm really happy with all of these. I think I enjoy this mystery pack that I continually go back to find out what other surprises I can get from Aberdeen's Wool Co. The last thing that I got from them was some extra refill 25 bags, 25 hanks of mini hanks of the Tangle Poets, and they're in various hand-dyed colors. So I've got 2 of them, and I think I'm wanting to do a modular work. Now, I'm going to read you a little bit about what it is. It's their similar base to the full 100-gram hank that I just showed you, with the same care instructions about washing separately to see if there's any excess dye that might leach out of it. And it's a 25 pack. Each of these mini hanks. It doesn't tell me how much I get inside of each one, but that would be a nice little granny square if I'm going to do something modular, and then switch up different colors next to it and make a larger project like a blanket or a throw or some type of wrap or scarf. I think these little minis will do a wonderful job of keeping your work interesting as well as very striking in the end. As a crafter, one of the things that keeps me going is keeping my interest. If I'm doing a stitch that is repetitive, I really rely on the color to excite me so that I continue going, so I can see what else I can do with the next color that comes up. So I really like these. These were I believe it was $25 a pack. It's like $1 per little mini hank. And that was $50 that I had spent on the 2 of these. Now, I got my little invoice sheet here, and I got my online account to give you some more information about shipping and taxes. So what I'm reading up front here is, okay, up front here on the website, it's saying, we ship everywhere in North America, a flat rate of $15 and free shipping on orders over $150. That's in Canadian currency. For the time being, all orders will ship within 7 to 10 business days. When I had purchased over the amount of the threshold, so shipping was waived, and I live in North America. But wherever you are in the world and you want interested to find out a little bit more about whether you can get an order from Aberdeen's Wool Co., go to their shipping webpage and find out whether or not they ship to your country and what that entails. Taxes for me was $6.75. So that was on top of the amounts that I had just described. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I really did, because going through that again, I did go through it when I first received the yarn, and I am reliving that whole excitement again because I'd forgotten what was in there. Now when I shut off the camera, I'm going to pair some yarns with some patterns. And it's what I should have done with the previous order that I made. But I'm going to do that now, make sure that I get some of this yarn into some of those patterns. And I have some other ones in my bookshelf of patterns here to the right of me, to your left, I guess. And I'm going to be pairing some of those with other patterns that yarn that I've seen here today. And it will join in with the larger queue and pile that I've got up of project bags and things yet to start. But I enjoy this in the yarn room, putting those things together, and selecting colors and finding out what kind of patterns will work well with that. Maybe down the way I can show a little bit of a show and tell of my ever-growing pile of wish list projects that I want to do with the yarn that I'm getting in the yarn room. So yeah, with that, I think that catches you up with everything that I need to talk about. If you do want to take advantage of those 2 sale items from Aberdeen's Wool, there is a small time frame and window that it's open, and it will be advertised for, I guess, the first week of their celebrations in their anniversary, and then it will change to the next one during the course of November. And I don't know what that one is, but I'm interested to find out. So with that, I'll catch you up in the next video. Bye for now.